everybody. Welcome back to part 2 out of 3, optional 4, of my Redstone Tic Tac machine. So, welcome back. This is Mindless Manchild. And today, we are gonna start on this part. On the last episode, we did the display and the board setup. Now, today we're going to explain, I'm going to explain what all this contraption is. And then show you how to set it up and how to add the accessories, the optional accessories to it if you wanted it to. So first, let's explain what each thing is. So this top orange wool is our O input. So when the player selects a spot on our board right over there for them to place an O, it'll go into this circuit right in here on this orange wool. Underneath is the X input, which is when someone selects X for one of those squares, it'll go through here. Little thing to remember that makes it easier to remember is the fact when we built this, O is on top, X is on bottom. And I did that for a reason, so that it's easier for these guys. So you can easily remember that through how you set that one up. Now, these guys on the side are frame locks. On both sides, we have yellow wool frame lock and an orange wool frame lock. Now, you're wondering, what the heck is a frame lock? It's basically anti-cheat. It's to keep the player from cheating. So let's say O selected this frame right over here for that middle one. X says, oh no, I want it to go there, let me change my answer, because I'm going to go there too. He presses the button, but wait, nothing is happening. And the reason why is because there's this one piece of dust going into the side of this comparator that's on subtraction. That has to be subtraction, or else it'll get powered. That's the thing. If it's on addition, it'll still get powered. Subtraction, it won't. So since this one dust is subtracting all power from this guy, it won't get any outputs. That's how I keep people from cheating on tic-tac-toe. So you're not having that one friend that's like, oh, I'm going to go there too, ha ha ha, and try to break the game. Now, these two parts here that are red wool are RS NOR latches. Now, an easier way to explain this without being technical is they turn the button into a lever. So if you notice, when I press that button, it stays powered, but it's not butted. The fact is, all it is, here, let me turn it off so that you can see what's going to go on. All it is when this dust gets powered, it'll turn this torch off. I'm powering this dust right here, which will turn this torch back on. When that torch is on, it'll power this dust right here and everything else with it. So I've pressed this button again. That torch turns off, which means that dust has no power to it. And so this torch is able to be turned on because there's nothing to turn it off. And therefore, we got full power. It's basically the basic explanation. And we have one on each side, as you can see. And you're wondering why this one has a repeater, this doesn't. It's because I don't want this dust connecting to this. And also, it looks kind of weird. But if you wanted to, you could always just put a piece of, you can always put a block right there. And then dust right there if you wanted to. I just kind of think it's weird looking like that, but it's up to you. I just like having as little blocks used as possible. But I can see how you guys would like it as equal timing. So I'll do it like this instead of the way I usually do it with this. Just for the sake of most people want faster response times. And yes, and then these two blocks are of course your output. Now, as I showed you last video, in order to have an output, you need this one powered and this one unpowered. So, the way you would do this one up here, is actually a little bit different than the way we did, than what we have over here. See how this torch is up and lifted? This one will be a little different than that one. Because this one, since it's already powered, we're going to be removing that dust, putting a block there. Of course, we remove that dust, and that. And then, since we don't need this one powered, technically, what we're going to do here is a little thing I like to call magic. Actually, wait, yeah. So I'm going to just do this right here. Have our torch just like that. And then, since we have to be, as you can tell, they're spaced out pretty far. From this torch up to, like, from each block, there's a from this bottom block, there's a 2 block gap. So from that torch, there's a 2 block gap. So to prevent anything from touching, and to keep it sort of organized, we could do it this way, but then that'll make it more challenging. So what I usually like to do is delete this block, and then, wrong spot. Come on, place. Thank you. And since we need 2 blocks up, as so, from the torch, this one can have a block too. Do this. And see how it's not connected though? That's an easy fix. Just put a block there, and dust right there. Same thing on this guy. And so notice how the X is up? That's because we forgot to invert. Now the easiest way to invert this, because I kind of forgot about it, my bad. Just showing you that, and since there's going to be a little bit of difference to this, is what I'm technically trying to say. Hold on. Yeah, I hate that. Nasty, nasty. Let's see, I'm trying to remember this. Give me a second, guys. So I know it's this. And then this. Hold on. Hold on. Did I do this wrong? Please tell me please tell me I didn't do it wrong. Oh, no, I didn't, actually. Because I forgot. I kind of made this more compact so the torch is right there. That means this guy can actually go right there. We can delete that because that's not going to interfere with anything. Well, actually, we do need that there. And since we kind of already have the torch right there, right here, you know, we could actually, so to speak, put a block here, dust, dust, break that, and then go up and over, like so. And we can always, oop, dang, I didn't mean to break that. And then we're going to have our torch here. Now still work just fine. It's a little bit of an edit, I know. But if you notice, you still got the 2-block gap from each other. See, 1, 2. Oh yeah, 2. Oh, okay. Yep, there you go. 2. This one will just be a little different because it's like there, but it's going to be a flush line across here. And of course, this can always just be dust. And yeah. See, when you're building with redstone, you always need to learn to improvise. Always, always. Rule number 1. Improvise. Repeat after me. Improvise with redstone. Redstone is not meant to be one idea. Got it? With redstone, you don't control it. They control you. You want to do something and they say, oh, no, no, no. You listen to them. And you improvise your plans and your schematics to make them happy and them to work for you. You don't work with, they don't work for you. You work for them. It's kind of like that one friend that we all have that always says, oh, okay, let's go with what your plan is. And you go and doing it, but I kind of like to try this, though. Maybe this would be nice to try too, don't you think? And it's like, okay, what do you want to do? You know, we always have that one friend, Zachary. Yes, I'm talking to you, Zachary. Okay, so let's start building this thing, guys, shall we? So, I'm going to use yellow wool for my X right here. So I probably should... Ooh, hello. Got a burp. Place that with that, of course. And then, orange for my O. So, for the... I'm going to start with the X, because it's on the bottom, and then we don't have to squeeze through everything. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So, we're going to go 6 out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I usually like to put an empty block right here so I can do a test. So first, so when you go 6 out, on the 5th block out, put a comparator, and don't forget, left trigger or right click, whatever you're using, to turn this light on to put it in subtraction mode. Always make sure that is on subtraction mode, okay? If it is not, it will not work. Now we're going to put dust going all the way to the torch right in here. And then from there, we're going to go 6 out from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice it's one block further out. That's good. That's what we wanted. And then we're going to do the same thing. Fifth block out. Comparator on subtraction. And then dust all the way onto the block with the torch on it. This is what I mean by a flush line, because it goes all the way to the torch. Now from this guy, from the bottom, from the X input right here, we're going to use orange wool so that we can tell the difference between what the frame locks. So we're going to put a block going up from this dust. Yeah, hold on. See this. Second piece of dust right here. We're going to go up one. And then up and over one, so it's lined up just like this. And then up one more on this block next to the comparator, sorry. And then we're going to put dust on this block, a repeater, and make sure it's going into this block, and as I said in the last video, to check. Just mess with the ticks, see if it goes back to the back, and then when it goes back in, it will pop to the front end where it should be facing. Then we have dust on these two blocks. Now this dust, we're going to put a block right on top of that dust to keep these two from connecting, because we do not want those connecting. So I'll end up powering this line as well, and it will not end well. That sounded like a rhyme. Now, we are going to make the RS NOR latch. So to do that, we're going to put a redstone torch on the second block out, a block down, 2 blocks down from that torch, a piece of dust, a block on top, a block next to the dust, just like so. So it's diagonal from it. You do not want to do it on this side because it will power that dust. And then a torch right underneath. As you saw, it flickered, but since there's power going into it, it automatically turned off. So in order to test this one, since we don't have the other one hooked up to it, we can always test this one first. So get a button, place it down, and test it. If you press the button and it stays on, and the only thing that shows up on this side is an X, you did it correctly. Now, I'm gonna put now to reset this thing, you're gonna put a button on this block with the dust on your RS NOR latch, so that you can reset the power. And I'll explain what that does in a little bit later on in this video, actually. Now we are going to connect this guy down to here to unpower this guy. Well, to power him, to lock him. So we're going to put a block next to the comparator, a block diagonal from it, so it should be next to this piece of dust, a block on top of that one, and a block over, so you're making kind of making a cave in here. You can go on the right side of it too. Delete the center block right there. Put dust on top of this block, a repeater going into this block, and always make sure you're facing the right way, and dust going into that comparator. Now we're going to make the RS NOR latch, and since we were running kind of out of room, what I always do is I look for the most open direct way, which is right here. Now we don't want the torch going into the block here for one good reason. It would power this torch. So we're going to have the torch starting off on this block right here. And to fix this issue with the power and everything, seeing how it's going to power stuff and all that bad stuff, we actually do a little bit of a change here. Before we continue, we're going to put a redstone repeater right there, a block, yeah, a block above in front of the repeater, dust, and then this is where it's going to get a little bit weird. We are going to actually, hold on, I kind of messed this one up. We're going to actually go down here too. And let's see. We're actually going to invert this. So we're going to put a torch there. Put a block right here. You can delete that block on the bottom. And of course, these two, because they're not used right now. Well, not used anymore. A piece of dust right there. And then a torch right there. So now it should turn off. And everything should be fine again. That is just so that we can place a redstone torch on this block and it won't mess with anything over here. Now we're going to go down 2 blocks. And of course, don't forget to put a piece of dust. A block up on that piece of, don't forget to put a block on top of that dust so it doesn't power. A piece of dust on top of the block. A block next to the next to that piece of dust. Sorry, I'm having issues talking. And ooh, I see an issue. I see an issue. 1 second. I see an issue. A big issue. I'm gonna have to frickle. Give me 1 second, guys. Well, I forgot what I'm doing. Okay, let's see. What did I do wrong? Oh, I see. That block. Right there. It's supposed to go up 1. And, hold on, not up. Is it because of this thing? Let's see if I can fix this part real quick. If I delete that and put a torch right there, I can still connect these guys. Right? Yeah. Maybe. Alright, how did I do this again? Oh yeah. That, and that. Sorry for all this delay. Still going cray. Okay. KK. Now it should be fine. Clear the throat again. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Okay, I see. I was supposed to put the redstone torch I was supposed to do this one a little bit differently. Since I'm starting on the bottom, it's gonna have to start from here. Sorry about this, guys. And then this guy is gonna be pulled back 2 blocks because it wouldn't quite work properly if it was directly over it due to the circumstances. That is in. Sorry for the misleading. So basically, we're just gonna move this down 1 block so that it would not interfere with anything. So now we can do it this way. So we make our Snorlash, and it should not interfere. Oh, that's why, because there's a block right here. And yeah. So this is gonna have to be a repeater. I'm sorry guys, but that's gonna have to be a not that thing, sorry. This thing right here is gonna have to be a repeater. I know you probably don't want it to. I understand. To make you feel better, if you delete that block and that, you can make it a little bit neater looking. You know. And then you can also like do this if you wanted to make it neat, and it still worked. Oh, it won't work right now because I don't have it connected. Actually, wait, no, that wouldn't work because I still need to connect an Snorlash to both of these. Sorry, I lied again. I feel bad for lying to my peoples. Don't hate me. So now we're gonna put a dust on that block. Crawl underneath here. So just take out that for a second. So you can put a torch right there. And you can just replace that block right there so that we don't forget about that. Now, we can go on this side again and do the Snorlash for this guy. So, dust. Oop, not there. So, go down 2. And since it's going to interfere with this guy, we're just going to move him right here. Oop, just so it doesn't interfere with anything. The simpleness of moving things around. And then just make Snorlash right here, which is basically torch, block, 2 blocks down, dust on top of that block next to the dust, with a torch on that block going into the dust, into this block. Now, it should be fixed. Let's find out. So if I press this button, it should stay on and should stay as an O, which it does. And then to reset it, just this, basically. Ooh, this no good. Hold on. Hold on a jiffy. Huh. So if I power that... Oh yeah, because I have to go up. Anyways. Be careful not to power this exact block. Right here, because then it'll power that. An easy fix. I'll show you when we get to it. But we're going to be ending up powering that block anyways with repeaters and all that. So, yeah. So don't worry about that for now. About the powering. So that one stays on. But wait on. Why didn't this turn on? Hold on. Why didn't this connect? Huh? Misa confused. Oh. Misa not confused. Misa dumb. I see what I did wrong. Misa dumb. Okay. Sorry for this, guys, but I made another mistake. Son of a beeswax. I'm gonna... Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. I just discovered something. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but we're gonna have to take this whole part down real quick. I just realized I made the biggest mistake I could ever think of in Redstone. If I actually had a block right here, then I would still be 2 blocks from everything. And that'd still be aligned. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. And then, let's see. If I... hold on, this was supposed to be... yeah. So, this is supposed to be that color. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then this goes in front of it. 2, 3, 4. And then I'm one too high, so I can just easily boop. Sorry guys, this is, like I said, you always have to adapt to and improvise. This is what I mean. Redstone is never sometimes Redstone just likes to be a pain in the rear. So basically what I'm doing, I'm just correcting all my mistakes right now. So if you're just, so basically what I did, I forgot where to put the redstone torch on my design. My bad. Oh, might be easier to put a put a torch right there. Might have been a good idea. So now it should be a little bit easier. Should, I say. Alright, so now we need to connect this guy. So there, 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 there. Something still doesn't feel right. What am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh! This is because I forgot to move this one back. That's an issue. I keep messing up. It's like when I'm recording, I can't do anything right. My brain stops working. But when I'm not recording, I can easily just fly through this. The struggle is real. Oh, and don't forget subtraction. Yeah, there we go. It's on subtraction. Delete that. Place that. That. Well, yeah, that too, but this, then this. And then this to this. And that's supposed to be a repeater, actually. Now, the RS NOR latch over here should be a little bit more tolerable. So this one's wrong anyway, so I'm just gonna get rid of that one. So torch. Oop. Why did I keep doing that? Block. Wait, hold on. Don't tell me. Oh, this one's an easy fix anyway, so I can just take that out, go down one, and connect it that way. There we go. That's an easy fix. Yeah, there we go. Still not an easy fix. It's still gonna interfere with it. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Delete that, put that. Actually, I could just do that. And then do this. And then also this. That won't work. I have to do it the way I did originally. Crud. Ah, gotta love redstone. You know? Just sometimes doesn't want to agree with you. And it just kicks your behind. There we go. There we go. And sorry, this is a little bit longer than I anticipated. So we might end up having to split this into a couple parts on its own, just because of the fact I keep screwing up like a ding dong I am. There we go. There we go. And huh? This is not supposed to be like that. And that is because I put this on the wrong side. Ding dong. I'm actually going to start something new on this channel for every mistake I made. Whoever's watching this, if I make a mistake like this, put in the comments, another brain cell lost. Basically, every mistake I'm gonna make that I will make on here, you guys are gonna count as every brain cell I've lost. Okay? Now, it's not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like this, and it's not supposed to connect. The freak. Oh, duh. That's why. So I have this right there. There we go. So apparently I lost at least 5 to 6 brain cells since I kept messing up. Let's see if this is the right one. Let's try this way. What that does. Let's find out. First, let's get rid of that. That's a second experiment. Oop, wrong one. Let's see. No, it will not. It's too far down. Which is good, but now just have to copy what I did on that side to this side. And yeah. So sadly, everything I basically had you do, it's probably not gonna work. Sorry to say that. So you're just gonna have to change it up to change it to this basically. 2 torches. Oop, this one, I don't have a torch on it. There we go. So right here in the middle, where we had the dust going off to the sides, we're basically gonna replace that dust with repeaters going into a block with a torch on the end of that block. And then going to go 2 blocks down from that torch with a piece of dust on top of that block. And then the torch going off into this repeater on both sides. And then on this side, we're going to connect the dust to this line. So it's a little bit, less complicated. And we might be able to snake this over to here now. Nah. Well, we could just make this neater again, and not like that, snaky-like. There we go. And now, even though it's a little bit bulky and ugly now, sorry about that, peoples. Actually, I can just delete that now and do this. Okay. And then, so if I press that button, it should stay on, and that should stay powered, which is what we want. And then I just put a button here to reset that. And then, so this guy is the easiest one. All you do is any spot between here and here, you can even have it on this side. Just put that down to dust of black, and then torch, and it's that easy. For some reason, the top one's always the most difficult. Yeah, I don't know why. It just is. Basically. Basically, it's just that how it is. Because I can't even put a block right here. Well, I could. Technically, because it'll just keep powering. And all that. The sucky part is I can't put a torch on this block because it'll not work for this guy. Which is kind of sucky. But this is how it is. Ah, I just noticed something. This block right here, delete. Just put a torch on this block. There we go. Now it's not as sucky. And by the way, you might want to put this there and reset it. There we go. Why is that torch still there? I do not know. And yeah. That's that part done. But sadly, since I had so many errors that I had to fix for you guys, because I kind of goofed up and lost brain cells doing this, I'm gonna have to split this up into into 4 actual parts, and the 5th one will be the optional. But that's my fault, because this part's always so complicated and confusing. So the next part is what we're still doing, the busing and the button layout and everything, and like the inputs. But so but we're only gonna do one, like a little demonstration of the input, and then we're gonna go back to this and finish this off because we still need the player selector so that it's not confused on whose turn is what, and you can't really. And it's part of the anti-cheat system. So in the next video, I'm sorry this took so long. Redstone's complicated. So in the next video, we're going to go through finishing up the anti-cheat system so that players can't just be spamming their button, spamming O or X, and cheat the system. And then we'll do now demonstrate on how the input system, the button selector, works. And then, since I'm having to make this 5 parts, part 4, we changed to busing and connecting point A to point B, the selectors. And also, hopefully, the reset should be done as well by then. And part 5 is that optional flush gamepad looking part. So, yeah. I will see you guys in the next video. And have a nice day. Bye.